Hey there, I'm Peter Alsop, here with my Songs to Chew podcast. Today's song is Sometimes See, Sometimes No. I recorded it on my Grow It at Home album, but it's originally from a DVD I made for the Loma University Medical Center in San Bernardino, California. Donna Smith Burgess, the behavioral health manager of their SACHS program, SACHS stands for Social Action Community Health System. She called me one day and asked if I'd write and produce a video with my songs and stories for them to use to entertain and educate the families of their patients. They provide medical services to families who are close to or below poverty level. She said that frequently the entire family comes in and waits while the other family members, one by one, go in to see the dentist or get examined by one of the doctors. And while they wait, they sit and watch TV in the waiting room. The usual stuff, cartoons and puppets, family stuff. Most of their patients are families from local neighborhoods in San Bernardino, and Donna was concerned because these neighborhoods were loaded with violence and drug dealers, gang shootings, and bar fights. The kids live with domestic violence and prostitution right there where they live and go to school. She wanted a video that families could watch and learn some healthier skills to help them cope with what they have to contend with every day. I said, sure. So together we came up with our Sometimes See, Sometimes No DVD program. Today's song is the title cut from that program, so let's give it a listen. Here's our song to chew for today, Sometimes See, Sometimes No.
Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way that life goes. Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way of life. Come on. Sometimes see, sometimes no, yeah, that's the way that life goes. Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way of life. We all wish life was perfect, we want things to be right.
We love to get a hug, we hate to have a fight.
So when you're feeling low, when your life is trashed, find a friend and cry and then have a good laugh. Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way that life goes. Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way of life. So when life feels scary, sit down and take a breath.
Find your friends or family, the ones who love you best.
Just feel all the feelings going on inside. Sometimes life is easy, sometimes it takes us for a ride. It's sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way that life goes. Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way of life. It's sometimes yes, sometimes no, that's the way that life goes. Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way of life. Yeah, it's sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way that life goes. Sometimes see, sometimes no, that's the way of life.
Shelby Flint sang background vocals with me, and Scat sang through the break. Joaquin Cooter played his doumbek, and we had a bunch of Topanga kids sing vocals and giggle with us. So, how do we find a balance in our lives when so many frightening things go on around us? It's difficult to make clear and simple sense out of the complex patterns and experiences we have growing up. We have different social and cultural textures that ebb and flow as we get older. Our heartbeats come and go like ocean waves. Our breath flows in and out, and we're constantly surrounded with moving electromagnetic fields, light rays, sound waves, weather, people coming and going, and life patterns that each have their own cycles. We long for clarity, and sometimes we find some precious balance for ourselves, even though, deep down inside, we feel we may never iron out all the wrinkles in our lives. And this is where our sometimes see, sometimes no philosophy comes in. When we understand that life continually has its ups and downs, it becomes clear that there's no point in giving up, right? As the song says, that's the way of life. The only way to a better life is to keep on looking for new solutions, to keep trying, because when we do, things change. Doors open and expose us to ideas that give us hope, ideas we would not have seen if we had given up. And as we keep trying, we learn how to refine what we do so that what we've been doing works better for us. One of the first things we do when we feel confused is we grasp onto binary ways of seeing the world. The word binary refers to bi, meaning two, like a bicycle or binoculars. It's when we look at the world in simple either-or extremes, where everything gets organized by being either one thing or its opposite. It's all black or white, up or down, in or out, yours or mine. And we learn this from the grown-ups around us. We're told to make a choice between either this or that, or here or there, or it's my way or the highway. This binary model is common and very simple, but it's also very limited. And where does it come from? Well, all over the world, most of us live in patriarchal cultures. Any culture where men have the most power and control and privileges is patriarchal. And we can't help but absorb these binary ways of seeing the world. It's in our languages and our stories and the things we teach our kids. For some reason, male brains prefer binary ways of mapping our world. Perhaps because evolution cast men into the role of tribal protectors, so when a stranger or a danger presented itself on the horizon, men would have to make a split-second decision about fight or flight, friend or foe, safe or dangerous. So, binary thinking helped us survive. And binariness is even in the title of our song, sometimes see, sometimes no. That sounds like a binary way of seeing the world, right? Except we transformed the binary words see and no by simply adding the word sometimes, which magically zaps them with the concept of uncertainty. Suddenly, they no longer represent only two options. Even when we've been taught to see the world in sets of two polar opposites with nothing in between, we notice lots of life examples that don't fit that description. We opened up the closed system of binary thinking by adding the possibility of intermediary steps between the two polar opposites, by adding the word sometimes. You know, like different shades of gray between black and white, right? And then it's really not binary anymore, is it? And as the lyrics unfold, we hear that what helps us most when we're trying to get through our toughest times is to have loved ones around us, friends and family who can be safe places for us. With them we can cry, get hugs when we're scared, laugh and get angry, and eventually get ourselves back into balance. Simple binary solutions don't work well to solve the complex problems we face with addiction, poverty, and violence. We need safe people and places around us to help us learn a healthy feelings vocabulary, to model how to calm down and respond to what's going on instead of reacting with fear and anger and violence. We can respond by talking or waiting or asking for help. And these kinds of skills give us the support we need to survive difficult times. I think that's plenty for today. I'm Peter Alsop. I'll be back next week with another song to chew. Bye for now.